Hi friends, welcome back to your practice. I am Katie Arnold and today's class is Yoga for Self-Care. Now, one thing I will say is for me, I think yoga in general is a form of self-care, especially for me. I find it very restorative, very calming, even when I'm doing more of a power or fiery class. But today, the purpose of our class is actually to slow down. So many people only think of the physical aspects of yoga, the strength building, the fire building as a workout. And they forget the fact that slowing our yoga practice back down is so beneficial to help calm the body, to help restore the body, and because we can't have work without also having rest, right? We have to have that balance. So today's class is going to be kind of I'm calling it gentle class. It's a mix of some yin, mix of some restorative, and it's going to be so lovely. Now, as for props, I'm going to suggest some options here. If you have a bolster like I do right here, go ahead and grab it. You'll just need one bolster. If you don't have a bolster at home, no problem. I'm going to invite you to either grab 2 blocks if you have them. If you don't have 2 blocks, go ahead and grab 2 pillows. And go ahead, unroll your mat, and I will meet you there. All right, so we are going to get started in a nice easy seat. I have chosen to elevate my hips for this, but you don't need to. If you'd like to, though, I invite you to. Just find a nice, easy seat, though. Allowing your hands to rest down on your knees, palms down. Starting to ground the energy. Spine tall. Maybe blinking your eyes shut if you're comfortable with it. Taking a few cleansing breaths, a nice big breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Again, inhaling through your nose. Exhale, a big sigh, let it out. Releasing any stress, any tension. One more time, inhaling through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Create a little bit more space. Let go, release. Now let your breath be natural and easy. Bringing yourself into this moment, anchoring yourself into your practice. Releasing any need to control, any need to help anybody else. Doing that for this next little bit that we're together in this practice, this is for you. This is for you to fill your own cup before you go ahead and help anybody else fill theirs. It might sound like such a cliche that we can't pour from an empty cup, but it's so true. Sometimes it takes some lessons to learn. Let your shoulders relax down your back. Release any tension you might be holding or clenching in your jaw. Just be here. Allowing any sounds or noises that you hear coming from your space or my own, and instead of judging them, instead of worrying about them, trying to decipher them, just allowing them to be a part of this experience, this moment. Taking just a few more breaths here together. When you're ready, if you did elevate your hips, go ahead and move that prop out from underneath you. We're going to come into a pose called deer pose. So we're going to really get into those hips. We're going to take that right foot, bring it parallel with the short edge of your mat, creating a nice 90-degree angle. And then take that left leg, bring it straight out from the left hip, and bend that left knee so you have two 90-degree angles. I'll turn myself for just a moment, see if it's a little bit easier to see here. So we have two 90-degree angles with our legs. And you're just gonna sit up nice and tall. Sometimes in other variations, there might be a twist, there might be a twist and a fold down. We're gonna keep the spine tall here. Maybe the fingertips come down onto the mat, almost like physical anchors to this pose, physical anchors to our practice. If you're comfortable with it, you might blink your eyes shut. You might stay closed or mostly closed for the entirety of this practice today. Allowing ourselves to create space in both mind and body. And while there's no need to change your breath or try to control your breath in any way, I do invite you to use your breath. And what I mean by that is maybe allow it to create a little bit more space. Allow it to carry away any stress, any tension, anything you might be holding on to. Allowing it to make you just a little bit more present in your practice. At any point, knowing you can take a few more of those cleansing breaths and see where it takes you. See what gets to fall away with that breath. And gently swinging that left leg around back in front. Just give a little windshield wiper of the knees side to side. We'll take it over to the other side. So that left shin becomes parallel with the short edge of your mat. Right knee comes straight out, creating our double 90-degree angles. Tall spine, fingertips anchoring us here. And being mindful not to pull the shoulders up into the ears, letting them relax down the back. This pose might seem so simple, but we're really starting to create space in the hips. No judgments for where your practice is right now, for how you're feeling right now. And just keep breathing. Keep coming back to the pose. Keep coming back to the practice. Keep coming back to this moment in time, this moment that you are giving yourself. A few more breaths here. What more do you need to gain from this pose on this side? What tension can you let go of? And then swinging that right leg around in front of you one more time, windshield wipering those knees side to side. And crossing those ankles. Meet in a tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll take just a couple rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, belly button to spine, chin to chest. Inhale through cow. Exhale through cat. One more time, just gently warming up the spine. Coming back through our neutral tabletop position. If it's easier for you to get here from a downward facing dog, you are welcome to do so. Otherwise, we're just going to take that right foot, bring it to the outside of the right hand. And then start to lunge into that right knee. Being mindful, we keep the right knee tracking over the right ankle. And then if this is enough for you, you can stay right here. Otherwise, we're going to take a winged dragon. So this is our dragon pose right here. Winged dragon, we're going to start to roll onto the outside edge of that right foot. And you'll notice as I do so, my knee gently opens out to the side. So we have a little wing here. I like to stay up on tall arms. If you have more freedom and flexibility in your hips today, you can always come down onto your forearms. If you have those blocks or your bolster, you could always put them underneath your forearms as well to add a little bit more lift if this is too much on your wrists. And really breathing into those hips, right? That core strong, help protect that low back. Breathing into all the spaces of tightness and discomfort that are surely bubbling up to the surface here. A few more breaths. You've got it. Keep breathing. Keep creating space. And then start to bring that foot back down. Step back to your tabletop position or your downward facing dog. We'll take it over to the other side. So that left foot on the outside of the left hand. Lunge into that left knee. I scooch my right knee back a little bit. This is really tough on your knee. You can roll the edge of your mat in so you have kind of double the support. And then roll onto the outside edge of that left foot, that knife edge of the foot, and open up that hip a little bit more, winging your dragon pose here. And breathe. If you take this too far and it becomes more than just a little discomfort, if it becomes painful, I want you to back out. This is a really intense yin posture where we're getting deep into the connective tissues. And if it is too much, I want you to back out and I want you to find your edge. We don't want to go past it. Yoga isn't always comfortable, but we don't want it to be painful, right? Keep breathing. Just about a minute left. Let out as many sighs as you need to. They're good for you. They create space. They let go of tension. And gently finding your tabletop position. And just coming back into a child's pose. Pressing yourself back forward. From this tabletop position, we're going to come down onto our forearms. I'm going to try and make those shins parallel, or not shins, the forearms parallel with one another. And then step those feet back so you can lower the hips all the way down to the mat and find our Sphinx pose. Tops of your feet on the mat. Heart is going to shine forward. And the goal here is to be working to get our elbows underneath our shoulders. We don't want them beyond that, but elbows under shoulders. And if this is too much, then you just walk those fingertips out so the elbows are in front of the shoulders, not behind. And this will help reduce that pose a little bit. And keeping that gaze pretty much forward and down slightly. We don't want to strain the neck or anything. Really widen through the collarbone. Opening up through the chest. Breathing into the Sphinx pose. Few more breaths. Breathe into the entire backside. Breathe into the heart. And then start to slowly lower. Bring those elbows out wide. Stack your hands and rest your forehead down on stacked hands. Take a few moments to neutralize the spine. And gently pressing yourself all the way back up. We're going to make our way onto our back for the next few poses of our practice. And if you have your bolster or pillows or blocks, you're going to grab them, well, you really just need one right now, and place it over on the right side of your mat. Slowly lower down onto your back. Knees are going to come into your chest. A couple gentle rocks side to side. And then extend that right leg out long. Keep that left knee in. And then start to bring it over towards the left side a little bit more, hugging it in closer towards your armpit. So you feel a nice stretch in the hip. Trying to keep that right hip down on the mat. Take another inhale. On your exhale, start to gently guide that left leg over towards the right side. We're going to let it rest down onto your prop. Now, if this is too deep of a stretch, then I want you to bring both knees into your chest and drop both legs over towards the right. That'll lessen the intensity of this twist. Left arm is going to come straight out to the side. And I like to use my right hand and just gently keep it on that left knee. Allowing this prop to support your twist here. A few more breaths. And rolling back onto your back. Bringing that right knee in to meet the left. Take a few gentle rocks side to side. And then grab your prop and switch it from the right side over to the left side. And then extend that left leg out long. Hug that right knee in close. And then bring it over towards that right armpit. One more breath in. And exhale, guide it over towards the left, adjusting your prop as you need to so it'll support you, and then allowing that right arm to come out straight to the side. And if it feels good in the neck, you can gaze over that right arm. If it doesn't, then just keep your gaze up towards the ceiling. and breathe. Just a few more breaths. And bringing that right knee back into your chest, bring that left knee back into your chest. Once again, a few more gentle rocks side to side. And we're just going to gently press ourselves up. You can do that by rolling onto one side. And then you're going to grab your props. And we're going to create a nice long line. So I have a bolster, so it's just going to go long on my mat. If you're using your blocks, you're going to place them the long way. I'll grab my blocks here just to show you. So it'll be one block going the long ways, long edge parallel with the long edge of your mat. The second block right up against it, long edge parallel with the long edge of your mat. So you have this nice essentially a bolster right on your mat. If you are using pillows, you will do that same thing. If you're using pillows from your bed, you can actually stack them one on top of the other, just like a bolster. Then you're going to sit your hips just about an inch or so away from the edge of your mat, or the edge of your props, and then you're going to start to lower all the way down. You might have to make some adjustments once you get there. And then I like to keep my feet planted, knees up high for this. Sometimes I like to extend them out long. Sometimes I like to butterfly my legs, take that Supta Baddha Konasana. Those arms just rest out wide, palms up towards the ceiling. Enjoying this fish pose, this big heart opener. This beautiful opportunity to truly let love in. We are opening, we are creating space, we are inviting love into our hearts. We are inviting this practice to fill us up, to fill up our cups. And to come out of this pose, you can either just press yourself up or roll on to one side and press yourself up. Once you get there, we're just going to move those props out of the way. If you have a bolster or pillows, or even if you have blocks, you might want to place them underneath your knees. And we're going to come into a Shavasana. It can be really nice to have some support under your knees in Shavasana. If that doesn't feel good to you today, you don't need to have that as part of your practice. But just rolling down, finding whatever variation of Shavasana suits you today. Finding rest, finding ease. Start to bring a little awareness back to the body, wiggling the fingers and toes, becoming more aware of your breath, the inhales and the exhales. Slowly, gently waking the body up, however feels really good in your body today. Rolling over onto one side, finding a fetal position. Just using that to gently press ourselves back up to an easy seat, just like we started class. Hands can rest on your knees, or you can bring them to heart center. Feeling this connection with yourself, feeling gratitude for making time for this practice today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Namaste. Hi friends, I'm just popping back in here real quick to ask you to please subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Like this video, comment below, and if there's something specific that you want to see, let me know that as well. Go find me on Instagram at I am Katie Arnold, and I would love to bring a class just for you.